Tell me something you wish men knew before you started dating them. What do you think they wish? What do you wish they knew about you? Or maybe even just knew about women, to be honest. Like, I wish guys understood this about women.
That they should be more open about how they feel, which I think is quite difficult. The experience that I've had, like saying how they feel about things. Like men are good at saying how they think about things, but feel it, because if you communication as well. Communicate.
Yeah, that seems to be a big one. In your experience, how, obviously, I'm assuming you would have had guys that would have expressed stuff to you, maybe not all the time. Do you think how much of that do you think is down to the guy, and how much is down to, I guess, how comfortable he feels? Do you know what I mean? And being vulnerable.
That's it. That's what it is, in them being comfortable and being vulnerable. I don't think a lot of people are. Do you know, sometimes even myself. Right. So I want that off them. I have to do it also myself. Yeah. Do you think that's something you could lead in? You could be like, if you show him that you're vulnerable, then he can go, oh, like, this is a space where we can do this. And that's hard, that bit. Who's the first one to do that?
Could you be the first one to do it?
Yes.
Yeah. I think, not saying that it's women's responsibility to make a guy open up, but I think it's in every woman's interest to lead and to do it first. Because I think for guys, I think it's generally a lot harder for them to be vulnerable, because it takes a lot of trust. Because I think a lot of guys have experienced being vulnerable too soon, and that backfired on him. And so he's like, I don't know who I can be vulnerable with. And then anytime we see a guy being vulnerable in public, like if he's upset or crying, like people take the piss out of him, maybe even shame him for it, all of this stuff. Whereas usually if we see a woman being vulnerable in public and stuff, people cater towards her, give her comfort, all of that stuff. So I think for guys, I think it takes a lot of trust to be able to open that side of them with a woman. And so I think it really helps him if you as the woman kind of do that first. And you go, hey, this is a space that we can do this, and I want to hear how you're feeling. But also ask, how is he feeling? Like, guys don't really ask that much. I don't think they ask, like, how are you feeling? Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I found that sometimes when I do ask, how are you feeling? It'll be quite a blunt, fine.
Yes.
But it depends what time you've got, I suppose, what you're doing in the day and blah, 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 what.
Yeah. It's like there's two kind of meanings to that question. It could be, how are you feeling in this moment? You might feel okay. But it's like, oh, how do you feel in yourself? And you might be dealing with something, you know, for the past few months.
And that's probably hard if you aren't dealing with something very well, to be vulnerable about it as a man. Probably more so.
Especially if, you know, you kind of feel, oh, the woman looks to you to be solid and be a rock. So guys could be like, I don't want to show that. Maybe I'm not doing that right now.
Yeah.
You said that you're a mum.
Yes.
You have a daughter. How's that dynamic played for you in terms of meeting guys and kind of being dating again?
I haven't introduced anybody to my daughter.
Okay. Is it because it's like, it's never got somewhere serious, or?
Pretty much, Not serious enough, not enough to, things have to be, you know, good for a while, for a good while, and know that there's a future before anyone's going to see my daughter. Yeah,
of course. Do you feel that that's always something you have to like disclose to guys, like on the first date, like, hey, just so you know, like, I'm a parent, etc., etc.? Yeah. Do they know beforehand, or how do you feel about
probably be chatting before we go on a date, and that will, I'll tell them that.
Yeah. Would you date a guy with kids?
Yeah.
I guess you probably, that's the thing, isn't it? I guess not all, but I guess most guys, if they don't have kids, they probably want kids. Yeah.
I have met a couple that don't actually want kids.
How old were they?
In their 40s.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Does that make you think a type of way? Because I guess you're a parent. Did you always want kids?
Not really.
Oh,
not
no way.
really. Not that much. I've got 3 brothers and they put me off kids for
Why did they put you off?
Because they were crazy.
Your brothers?
I was the older sister and I had to like look after them a lot and keep them in line. And I was like...
Oh, I love how you were like, that means you don't want kids as opposed to maybe just them. I guess, how old's the youngest one?
How
many years younger, I guess?
He's 10 years younger.
Oh, so yeah, you could have really had to look after him.
Yeah.
For sure. Bet you were glad that when you had a girl then.
Yes, I was. I really wanted a girl.
Well, they say, I don't have
Although
kids.
girls, I do feel...
Go on.
Teenagers, it's harder.
Yeah, I was going to say that apparently the narrative is boys are harder when they're younger, but they're easier when they get into their teens. And girls, it's the opposite. When they're young, they're sweet, but then when they get into their teens, it's just like...
Yeah, it's very, very hard.
What's the... Because I guess... Well, she's 16, right?
Yeah.
So I guess she started getting into boys and all of this stuff.
Yes.
How's that been for you as her mum, especially since you're like, you've come into the dating scene as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because you don't want to put too much negativity into their heads.
Yes.
And they probably won't listen anyway, to be honest.
Good,
but you just got to, give the best advice you can, and just it's difficult when they're that young because boys.
Yeah, of course. Have you met anyone that she's brought home that you've been like, absolutely not or absolutely yes?
She's only had 2.
Okay.
They both seem nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Let me ask you one more thing. We'll get one more thing. Oh yeah. So obviously, since you were last in the dating scene, it's changed a lot. We live in a kind of hookup culture now. Everything's very sexually free, stuff like that. Has that been a positive for you, or have you been like, this world is crazy, coming back into it, and it's kind of shifted so much?
It is crazy. It definitely is crazy. Well, I don't know if it's always been crazy.
Yeah, well, was it like that 20 years ago?
I suppose it could be.
Oh,
could have been.
Yeah.
It's different era. I was a different mindset and different.
Yeah. Do you feel like guys have a different expectation of you as a woman today, like dating you?
I don't know. It's hard. It's difficult because I suppose I don't know. I don't know. It's hard because it's very individual, isn't it?
Yeah. I think a lot of guys expect physical intimacy a lot sooner than they used to. Has that been your experience?
I don't know. I thought they always did.
I mean, they'll always take it soon.
Yeah.
They'll always take it soon. But I guess more like, I've heard guys be like, within the first couple of days, if we've not slept together, I'm just going to leave it. Is that normal for you? As in, like, does that go, yeah, that probably sounds about right? Or,
yeah, that does sound about right.
Damn. Like, even before you got into your long-term relationship?
What, back?
Yeah. Like, if a guy was like, if we
to...
don't sleep together within the first couple of days.
I can't remember that far back.
She's like, I blacked it out. After that relationship, everything was completely blacked out.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.